The State Patrol determined that the vehicle was going at least 66 miles an hour. The neighbor seen the vehicle go by at a very high rate of speed, he stated, and knew it wasn't going to make the corner. He's the one that called 911, knowing that as fast as the vehicle was going by his house, that there was no way it could make the curve without crashing into something.
We just went out to have, me and a couple other guys, we went out to have a good time. And I don't remember even leaving the bar.
I don't remember any of the accident, don't remember the helicopters or anything. But they said I was conscious the whole time. But I don't remember any of it.
It appeared that they never even attempted any part of the curve. They come straight off of here, caught the part of the ditch, which sprung them airborne across the field, across the road and then the field, and end over end, and final rest was 100 or so feet into this field behind you. They hit the edge of the ditch, which put them airborne. That put them across Road 25 here, and then into the field up to about into here. And then once they hit, they continued end over end for another 40 or 50 feet, about right over into this area. So maybe another, probably a total 160 feet.
We all met at Corey's house sometime in the evening, probably around 7 o'clock. We had a few drinks and we were playing games. And
it was over Christmas break that this all happened.
The night of the crash, I remember we were all in our shed here. A bunch of people decided to go home, and I'm like, I don't want to go to bed yet, because I was getting ready to go back to school that weekend.
We got bored of playing cards and stuff like that, so we left and we went to a bar because we thought they had karaoke.
So I'm like, I'll go out with you guys. And this is like the first time I ever went out to the bar with those guys.
I was going to go home, and actually Corey persuaded me to go with the other guys. They were going to go to a bar.
I thought about it, I'm like, well, you only live once. But then I decided to go with them for some unknown reason, and I went with them that night. And he seemed fine on the way there to the bar.
Well, I was driving I think it was an '88 Sunbird. It was maroon. It was a two-door.
And I noticed his driving, and it was bad. I mean, he was swerving all over the road, and that just wasn't the way. I didn't feel safe being a passenger in his car. So when we got to the bar, I decided, well, I'm going to be responsible here. I'm going to try to get the keys away from him when we leave. And I asked John if I could have his keys, and he said, no, Rob, I'm going to drive home. I can drive home. We'll be home real quick.
When John was speeding along, I honestly don't remember. I don't know if I fell asleep or what happened. I don't remember any of that.
So I got in the car, and I got in the back seat. I was in the middle of the back seat, so I could pretty much see everything that was going on. We weren't wearing seat belts. We got to a road where you either turn right or left to go home. Well, we wanted to turn left to go home, and John turned right. I don't know why he did. I don't know if he was lost. I don't think he was lost. I mean, we were right in town there, and it was pretty much obvious that this was the way home. But he turned right. I don't know why. And then we were on these really small country roads, and he was going really fast, and his driving was just not something I felt safe being in his car. And so I asked him to slow down, and I don't know if he couldn't hear me or if, you know, he was talking with someone else, or if he was ignoring me. I don't know what, but he didn't slow down. And I said, John, slow down. I'm getting out of the car. And that was about the time that the road made a sharp turn. All I knew was I saw dirt in front of us. I think I just blacked out because I don't remember anything from the time we went off the road, like the moment we went off the road, until I came to and crawled out of the car. I didn't even know if what had happened was real. It kind of felt like a dream almost.
I don't know if Corey flew out or where he flew out. I don't know if he flew through the windshield, if he threw the front windshield, or went through the back windshield. I don't remember any of it.
That car damped so much you don't know. It flew 111 feet in the air. It went up in the air and came down on its tail, and then he was supposedly fell out then, the way everybody explains it to me. Came out the back window when it came down. It went up in the air, came straight down on its tail. He was in the back seat and he supposedly came out the back window, they're saying. That's some theories, I don't know. No idea for sure, we weren't there.
I must have been out for about 5-10 minutes because by the time I came to, everyone was out of the car. And what I remember waking up to was the buzzer when the door opens up. It was really dark and it was really cold too. So I started looking around for everyone else and they were wandering around. And then I noticed Corey laying on the ground, and Corey goes, "Rob, I can't feel my feet." So I sat down there next to him. He couldn't move anything. He couldn't move anything, but that's what he said, "I can't feel my feet."
I was the first to arrive on the scene. When I arrived, there was a subject out in the field beside the car with another laying on the ground with another guy with him. Manley wasn't hurt very bad. He was worried about his friends.
I can't recall if it was a carton 12-pack or a case that was in the car. And you could smell it because he was, because of his injuries, because he was bleeding so bad. At an accident scene where there are open wounds, you can smell alcohol a lot faster than if you talk to somebody.
They came to me and I told them he needs the help more than I do, and I don't think the helicopters had arrived yet because they started carrying me away. And I remember when I was laying in the ambulance, I heard the choppers come in.
The night of the accident, Corey had a tunnel experience. I know my son was very close to death. He was going down the tunnel. He said that he didn't see any light. There wasn't anybody there. But he said he couldn't get to the end of the tunnel because he was paralyzed. And I said, "No, Corey, you didn't get to the end of the tunnel because it's not your time to go."
I think John's punishments would probably be acceptable to me because he probably gets to know how I feel some days. Because he was in prison, that's how I feel some days. Because I can't move, I'm stuck in a room if the doors are shut. And I think he gets to feel that same thing, being stuck.
Court gave me a restitution of $610,000. I think I probably could have got a lot worse because of what my not thinking, which I was the one driving, so I should have taken responsibility.
I'm sure it's got to be hard for him to see me this way too.
Well, I think he'll have a lot to live with for the rest of his life.
My punishment will never end because of what Corey's got to go through. If I could say something to him right now, I'd probably tell them I'm sorry. I wish I could take everything back, but I can't. If I could, I'd put my feet in Corey's position, let him be the one walking. But it's not going to happen, so I'm really sorry.